For those of us old enough to remember Intel in the 80s and 90s, and then what happened in between, that's something. And my boy Frank Yeary, my running buddy from Solomon Brothers, he's retiring as chairman of the board in a couple of days. He's had a heck of a run here to finish up his career. We want to talk to Sarah Frier, Bloomberg Managing Editor. What's going on at Intel? Have they finally gotten, I guess, the AI tailwind? It sure looks like it.
Well, there's that, but it's actually an even bigger process by Lip-Bu Tan, the new CEO. He has spent the last year talking to all of these other major leaders in tech and in the world and getting them on his side, right? So he's formed an alliance with President Donald Trump. The U.S. is now a major investor in Intel. He has Elon Musk saying that they're going to partner on building factories. Apple has talked about potentially using Intel, and NVIDIA's Jensen Huang has explained that they think that the CPUs that Intel makes are going to be back in demand during the AI boom. So all of those factors have led to this incredible tear in Intel stock, where it's back to levels we really haven't seen since the dot-com boom.
It is truly remarkable when you look at the advances. I mean, the gain in Intel has eclipsed the gain in Micron. And, Paul, you and I have talked about how Micron just went on this bananas tear because of the lust for memory chips. And Intel has surpassed all of that. You mentioned, Sarah, that the U.S. government has a stake in Intel. It's a 5.5% stake right now, the third biggest shareholder after BlackRock and Vanguard, which, of course, represents index funds. Is the U.S. government an activist shareholder in Intel? I mean, is there pushing by the U.S. government towards what Intel should be doing?
Well, I think it definitely adds to the momentum of Intel. I think there's this sense that if you support Intel, you support American manufacturing, and Donald Trump has certainly celebrated himself as the person who struck this deal. But what Ian King's reporting reveals in this story is that it really took some convincing on the part of his allies. He had people in the industry, including Michael Dell, calling Donald Trump, asking him to give Lip-Bu Tan a chance. And then once the two of them met, Lip-Bu Tan was able to convince Trump to really bet on the company in an unusual way. I mean, this is very unprecedented, but that led to a lot of these other stakes that helped Intel's balance sheet. Now, what Ian reveals in this story is there's the second phase of the turnaround that needs to happen. For all of the optimism, for all of the work that's been done on the external perception that Intel can achieve a place of prominence in the AI boom, that it really can deliver on returning to prominence, there's still a lot that needs to be fixed in terms of the quality of its products and the quality of its factories, and that's what happens next.
So what is the thinking out there in Silicon Valley, Sarah? Is this something that, again, one could argue that a lot of this stock price appreciation was kind of by the rumor. Now the question is they have to deliver. Is the expectation that they will be able to do that?
Well, I think now that Lip-Bu Tan has these allies that are counting on him to do it, he's well set up to. But in speaking with us, in the first interview he's given as CEO to a news outlet, he acknowledged that he still has a lot of work to do. He still has to build his bench. He's still recruiting leaders that he trusts. And what we learned from conversations with current and former employees is the way that he leads is very different than how Intel is used to working. He's a high-level thinker. He's not going in on the details. He picks people that he believes in and then backs them the same way you might see in venture capital investing. He's on many company boards. He has a long history with that, but that could be risky for a company like Intel, where the devil really is in the details. The chips need to be at the right quality to sustain those customer deals, to even get those major customers on board, get them to take a bet on the company. So they have a lot of work to do in the actual manufacturing, the actual design, to not have to outsource it as much as they've been doing, to bring it back in house and prove that they can deliver.
Very quickly, Sarah, Lip-Bu Tan has only been CEO of Intel for about 1.2 years. Not long at all, but it feels like a long time. How patient are investors willing to be with him?
I think as long as what we're hearing about, CPUs in the AI boom being really necessary, if that continues, I mean, that's going to be definitely a positive boost for them. They just have to really get that business. And they have to get it, and they can't let it, can't feed it to rivals, and then they'll be okay for a little while, and it'll buy him time to get everything else right.